All right, good afternoon, everyone. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon out there. How are you today, Tim?
I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Merry
Got your coffee?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas. That's right. Getting up there about 13 days away. Can you believe it? Less than 2 weeks.
There's no snow, and I'm not one who thinks a white Christmas is good. I
And
think a warm Christmas is good.
there will probably not be a white Christmas. We heard from Justin Bradford and the rest of our weather team this morning. So
I'll survive.
you'll survive. Well, I walked into the sports department just now to have you come over here, and there was some news that I guess you had to break to you.
That I what?
Did you know about this?
No, but we don't know about a lot of things in sports that go on, as you know. Most of what we get, you come in and tell us, and we hadn't heard about it.
It's not at all true. So, Jon Rahm has been suspended for signing from the PGA Tour for signing with LIV Golf. What are your thoughts? First, what are your thoughts about him signing? Let's go in order.
I mean,
Thoughts on him signing?
I agree with those guys. Say everybody's got what Spieth says. Everybody's got their price in the world. His wasn't met when he loved the PGA Tour, and then they upped the ante a little bit, and then his price got met. Look, that means that he had to. The only reason that happens because all those other guys did. So that's just equal across the board. December 31st, the key day, because on December 31st, this merger has got to have all the details filled in, or it gets completely voided. And I think between now and the 31st, you're going to see. Well, Tyrrell Hatton's going to be the next one. Who goes to, because they're all going to get their money in advance, and then they'll merge, and then because like Rahm says, he wants to play PGA Tour events. They all do. They just don't want to play nearly as many as they have to. They want to have the freedom to go play wherever they can get the best deal. That's all they want to do.
And that deal, so first of all, he was a Masters champ this year. The deal is believed to be no longer than 3 years, worth over $300 million.
Yeah, I don't have all the details of it, other than he's qualified forever, it seems like, for all the majors, which is all he wants to do. He's got enough money to live on. He wants to play he's like all those guys. They just want to play the majors. December 31st is when they have to, if this thing falls through, then the future of the PGA Tour, as we know it, is absolutely. I don't know how that commissioner is going to make it anyway. I just don't see how he's going to survive. Monahan, I don't see it.
So that was my next kind of part of this question is, what does this mean for the future landscape of men's professional golf in the PGA?
Well, they have to come up with some. In my opinion, you're going to have to let these guys go play where they want to play. If you want the stars on tour, on the PGA Tour, to play in PGA events separate from the majors, you're going to have to make them. You're going to have to. I mean, you can't sledgehammer them. That's what they were all mad about. That's where it started with Mickelson. He didn't want to be told where he couldn't play. He felt he was the tour as a player, not the commissioner telling them all what to do. That's where if I'd have been running this thing, as soon as you find out you got problems with the players and they want some freedom, then give them some freedom. Just you want the best players to play, and if they've got options to play elsewhere, then you're going to have to accommodate them. I mean, the way they picked obviously hasn't worked. So.
The next thing we have coming up, so you can catch more of or read up on the whole Jon Rahm story on our website, www.athletics.com. It's under the sports section. That article is. Also, we found out late yesterday that Red Wings player David Perron has been suspended for 6 games, as the Red Wings are on a 3-game losing streak.
I saw him last night.
For cross-checking one of the Senators' players on Saturday. Did you see the hit?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
He was protecting Larkin, who was already. The problem with Larkin is, as good a player as he's not physically big enough, so that when he gets like that, okay, so that's the hit. I mean, the guy, would he have done that differently if he had to do it over? Yeah, doesn't get paid for 6 games. He doesn't get paid for 6 games. But Larkin gets hurt because he's too small. He's always hurt. He's good, so he draws attention. And he's aggressive, so he draws attention, and he gets hit, and down he. I mean, he looks like the Ali Frazier fight right there.
And the Ottawa players did stop playing before the whistle was blown.
I'll believe he's back in a week when I see it.
There has been, as last I looked, no time frame for Larkin's return. Actually, they've been talking about, but he did skate off the ice with some assistance, which is a good sign. And I believe I read, I'm not sure though, so I really don't want to say for sure about the concussion test coming back. What do you think about this being the veteran's first suspension in nearly 1,100 games, getting such a harsh.
Who, Perron? Well, I mean, the problem was it got captured on video. They're trying to avoid that. I mean, they don't want him to do it again. I mean, it's like punishing your kids. How bad do you want them not to do it again? Do you punish them for 1 hour, 2 hour, 1 day, 2 day, 3? They said that's worth 6 games. That's 6 games of pay. Now, will he try to protect players again? Probably, but not that way.
No.
And now he's got a track record. So if he does anything like that again, the suspension will be longer. They don't want injuries in the sport.
And I believe the whole reason given by the director or the Department of Player Safety was because it was a non-hockey hit, is what they call it.
I don't know what that means, but nonetheless.
Basically, he did it in a way that didn't advance the game of hockey. All right, next we have a new signing by the Tigers, left-handed pitcher Andrew Chafin.
He needs a haircut.
Okay.
It's the first.
I think it's very 70s. I think it's taken back to the good old days of the Tigers before I was born.
I don't care if it's the 1770s, the 1870s. He needs a haircut.
You think? I don't know. Okay. I kind of like it.
I'm just telling you.
I kind of like it.
He was
Yeah,
with
what
him.
do you think about his hair?
He needs a haircut.
Okay, answer he does. I'm outnumbered.
Oh, so if she says it, it makes sense. If I say it, you're out of your mind.
No, I'm just saying I'm outnumbered now.
I mean, my son has hair like that.
See?
He needs a haircut because he's good looking when his hair's, How would I look like that? Would I look?
You look great.
Would I look good like that? Give me a wig and I'll see what it looks like.
I gotta go talk to Creed.
He was at 2022 as he would done what Arizona, Milwaukee last year. It's 1 year, $4.5 million. There's options, there's incentives. If he can still help them, then it's a good deal. If he can't, then it's just one more guy that can't help him. We'll see.
All right, the last thing I want to get your opinion on is there's an article out there about where the quarterbacks on the transfer portal would fit best. But we do know that one of Michigan State's 3 scholarship quarterbacks who entered the transfer portal for this offseason has already found a new home, and that's at Arizona State.
Well, another guy, Noah Kim today, signed with Coastal Carolina. Write that down on your notes so you got that. Noah Kim is signed with Coastal Carolina. Yesterday, it was, Arizona State for Sam Levitt, the freshman. So that leaves Caden Hauser. He hasn't announced anything yet. So 2 of the 3 quarterbacks. Noah Kim's from Virginia, so Coastal Carolina's near home.
That's pretty close.
I'll always wonder what was the injury near the end of the Iowa game that knocked him. He hobbled off the field. We never saw him again. They never said anything.
Do you think we'll ever know?
Well, I mean, if it's past his time at Michigan State, what's the big secret? I don't know why they made such a big secret out of what his ailment was during the end of the season in the first place, but they just said, well, he may be back, he might not be. I mean, what's the cloak and dagger on this thing? I didn't get that. But at any rate, he signed today with Coastal Carolina.
And we did have some little bit of cheers in the newsroom from our Spartan fans when it was announced that Courtney Hawkins is staying on this team's sidelines.
Well, as you know, we had that a week and a half ago. And I didn't hear any cheers when we announced it.
Did you tell us?
Well, it was on the news, it was on the air. Well, because you guys watch the show every time, then there's no need to, then it would just be repetitive. And I know you guys don't ever miss what we do at 620. Never. So because of that, there was no need to be redundant and bore you with stuff that was already on the air. Why would that draw applause? They were 4-8. Why does he get a
I
pass?
think because everybody was kind of wondering how many people Will Smith keep.
But why does that draw applause?
I don't know. Last time I didn't applause.
I mean, that's right. That's right. You're a hater. That's right. I mean, I think he probably has the best reputation. He was a good player here and a good player. And he's a nice guy.
I think the players like him.
Tell you what, he ain't the one you applaud. It's his daughter. His daughter is a world-class high school track sprinter. World class.
Love that.
And so when you think about a Hawkins, it isn't the old man. It's the daughter. She comes from good genes, believe me. She's at East Lansing High School, and let me tell you, she can fly.
What year is she?
So ask someone in sports. I want to say
The only other option I have right now is Tim. So, or I mean, Fred.
He doesn't know how. He can't get out of his own way. I think she's either a junior or senior. She's good. She's very good. She's very accomplished. So.
What else can everybody expect on the sports show tonight? At 6:20.
Jonathan Smith has his first verbal commitment. Modsey Frazier, who's a 3-star running back from Texas. He had committed to Oregon State, but then Jonathan said, let's see, I go to Michigan State now. Let's see if I can get him to go to Michigan State. I mean, it's the part about, oh yeah, and it's been that way for years, and it's why coaches hate coaches. That's why coaches tend to hate coaches. If they switch jobs, all those verbals they got for the where they were, now they try to get them all to go to the new place, so they were being paid by the one school. Now they're not at that school, but all the guys that they were paid for to get to go to the original school, now they're going to go elsewhere. Not all of them, but a number of them.
Okay.
And this kid's a running back out of Texas. I guess he was a good linebacker in high school. He's a 3-star. Take it for whatever it's worth.
Okay.
Modsey Frazier.
All right.
So what we got?
All right. That's all we have for today. We'll see you again tomorrow.